gentlemen, we are here with another banger. Now, we're going to talk about something that's very dear to my heart because in this video, I'm going to tell you guys the 12 dark signs that you are becoming a man that no one respects. And most men don't admit this. Most men don't even understand that it's happening to them because you ever watch yourself, you ever look around and you see those people and they don't give you the respect that you wish to have. They treat you differently. They talk to you differently. They push you over. But you think it's a you thing, but in reality it's your habit. So I'm gonna tell you guys about the 12 dark signs that's really costing you the respect that you want from yourself and from others. Stay tuned.
Now, the first sign is that you say you're gonna do something, but you never do, right? For the longest time, I always say I was gonna start an online business. I always say I was gonna start on the gym to become actually somebody who presents himself in a certain manner, right? I always said I was gonna do certain things. And it took me a while to realize that not only am I doing a disservice to myself, but I'm also doing a service to other people because people start to realize that you saying you're going to do something and not do it also reflects to them, right? So imagine your co-workers and everything like that, especially every single time you tell them that you're going to go to the gym, you tell them that you're going to go do something, and then you don't do it, your word loses its value. Your word loses all the meaning that you think has the weight behind it. Right? So the moment you can realize that if you say you're going to do something, you have to do it. It has to be, your word must be your bond, right? This is the first sign.
All right. And now sign number 2 is you avoid uncomfortable conversations. You avoid these uncomfortable conversations because you don't feel like they're necessary. But understand, people can see and read from you when they realize that regardless of what you do, what they do to you, you will never come up and actually hold them accountable. You will never come up and actually tell them what is. You know, you always hold it back. You avoid having these conversations. You avoid letting somebody else know that they fucked up, that they're not doing what they're gonna do, right? And people can read that. And they're like, well, no matter what I do to him or what I do to her, they're not gonna say anything. They're not gonna come and bring it up to me because they're soft, right? So the faster you can learn to, it sucks, right? It sucks. It's not exactly what you want to do. And, obviously we want to stay in a comfortable position, but having these uncomfortable positions, whether it's your boss, your spouse, your significant other, your friends, your parents, this is how you gain just a little more respect because the more you don't have these uncomfortable conversations, the more you let things slide, the more these people just run over you. Now, the next sign is you require validation before you do the things that you want to do. I used to always ask my friends, my family, what should I do? What task should I get done? Where should I do this or how should I do that? And the sooner you realize, the more you ask other people for validation of what you should or shouldn't be doing, the less they respect you because they realize you're not going to move at your own pace. You're not going to move at your own rate. You're not going to move how you're supposed to move because you ask everyone before you do it. I always say action speaks louder than words, and we all know this to be true. Yet for some reason, we always seem to ask other people before we take the action. And the faster you can take that bridge and close that gap and realize that taking the action and not asking for validation, not asking if this is the right thing to do, but asking your internal self, because you have everything that you need to have. Ask your inside, internally ask, do I have what I need to do inside me? And you already do. You have to be able to put that effort in and realize I don't need the approval of others. I don't need the approval of my friends, my family, my co-workers. If I say I want to do something and I know this is what I generally want to do, you gotta go for it. People will see that. People will recognize that every single time you're bringing it up to them, asking for validation. After a certain point, it's like, bro, you stop asking me and just start doing it. Now the next point is that you quit when things get hard. You quit when there's some type of resistance being played against you. But I want you to understand something. Nothing is really hard. It's just new. The more you do something, the more you can keep doing and keep going after whatever you're trying to achieve, it will become easy because after you get a lot of reps in, these things just imagine when you first started doing the job. So the next one we have is you scroll more than you build. Understand that social media is for consumers, right? But if you want to create the life that you really want to create, you need to be stop consuming and start creating. You need to start creating the reality you want. You need to start creating that life that you truly want to do and live. Because the moment you can start to realize that it's all inside of our heads, right? It doesn't matter what is true, only what you believe is true, because with work, it will become true. And the more that you're not doing this work, the more that you're just taking social media and you're consuming it instead of actually applying whatever you're learning from. And the biggest thing for me, I used to scroll all the time. I still scroll to this day. You know, the algorithm is pretty good. The algorithm is pretty good, but I used to scroll all the time, and then I realized I'm just consuming. I'm just consuming, but I want to be a creator. I want to create something that's going to actually help people change their life. I want to actually create something that's going to entertain them. I want to create something that's going to actually bring value to the marketplace, right? So what kind of value you're going to bring to the marketplace? Because at the end of the day, we get paid based on the proportion of our value that we bring to the marketplace. It's just as simple as that. And if you're just creating, if you're just consuming, you're not bringing value to the marketplace. All you're doing is freaking consuming. You're bringing value to somebody else. You bring value to other people. But I want you to start understanding that you need to start living your life and start creating for yourself. Create the world that you want to do. Create the life you want to live at. Alright, so and the next sign is you blame others instead of taking accountability. I want you to understand this. Everything in this life is your fault. Where you are in life is your fault. I know you can say, oh, but my parents, my this. Because the more you give blame to other people, that means you have less control over your life. If you can understand and say, hey, I may not have grew up with the rich parents, but it's my fault that I'm still in this position, because it is your fault that you're still in this position. Because whether you grow up poor, whether you grow up with alcoholic parents, whether you grow up without alcoholic parents, whether you grow up in a Christian household, it is all your fault of where you are currently, right? You're not, if you're a kid, I understand it's not your fault, but as a full-grown adult, it's your fault. Now, next sign is you overthink instead of acting. The more you start to just constantly think about what you want to do, to constantly think about what actions you need to do, you will never feel ready. The feeling of being ready is not really a true feeling, because that's just a feeling. Feeling is a chemical construction in your brain, right? So if you never truly feel ready, so what are you waiting for? You just have to take the actions, and by doing these actions, the feeling and the being of the ready state will start to appear. Because the more you do something, the more you comfortable you become in it. But if you stay in that realm where you only think, overthink, overanalyze, overconsume, you're gonna stay in a realm where all you do is overthink, right? You probably have this moment in life where you can see other people see it, and you've been thinking about this for years. The faster you can break that cycle of, okay, I have a thought, I need to take action. I have the thought, I need to take action. I have the thought, I need to take action. Immediately, because other people can see that, and then they lose respect for you, because you say, oh, I've been thinking about starting an online business. I've been thinking about opening a restaurant. I've been thinking about, and people are like, well, you've been thinking about a lot of things, man, but you never ever do anything, right? So the more you can understand that you're overthinking, even though I know it's a little difficult to not overthink, but you have to figure out a way to the minute you take the real thing about success, and the real thing about respect with people is that whenever you see them and they say they have an idea, and then next time you check on them, they're already implementing their idea, they're like, wow, I respect you, right? And you respect yourself, because this whole thing is not about getting respect from others, but truly getting respect for yourself, having the respect for yourself, which transfers into having the respect from others. Because the more you respect yourself, the more you're doing things that's in line and congruent to the person you want to be, the more other people can just naturally feel it. They can naturally sense the aura that you have, right? So you have to take that from that overthinking to the action. You have to shorten that gap as fast as possible. Now, the next sign is that you tolerate disrespect and you stay quiet. This, by and far, I think is one of the ones that's going to create the most disrespect out of your life. Because how can you, as a grown person, let other people belittle you, let other people talk to you in a certain type of way, and you're just sitting here and wondering like, oh, maybe one day they'll respect me. They will never respect you if you allow disrespect. Understand, everything in your world is your fault. So if people are disrespecting you, it's because you have created an ecosystem where they believe that they can disrespect you and no action is going to come. These people try to disrespect me, and they know an action is going to occur, which will stop them from disrespecting me. You understand? So this, I don't know, this guy's staring at me. You know, one of the things about in public, like this man is staring at. Oh, hold on. See him? He's staring at me. Buenos días.
A las 8:15,
¿Qué?
pues, el compañero le informó, me imagino que como a las 8:15 pueden entrar a la piscina. Adicional, es que uno puede estar aquí, pueden ponerlo por allá o si quiere ver cosas, cuando terminen ahí después de las 8 puede entrar.
Ok.
Ay, usted disculpe, ¿no? Porque
Ok.
sí, bueno,
Acá.
ajá, sí, porque ni no lo permita.
Listo.
Ellos, agradecido.
Gracias. So they're telling me basically I need to move it so it's not too close to the water, because I had a laptop near the water. I use some off type stuff. I have my laptop near the water. But it's kind of cool. Look at the views. But we're about to get into the next point. I think I'm gonna keep this in the video, but get to the next point. That was a kind of cool little moment. I mean, not that cool. You're just telling me not to be it. It's fine. I don't care. If you gotta be able to move easily, then be like, you know what? What am I gonna do? Argue with this guy? No. Whatever. You gotta know when to pick your battles. I think, like Karens, they love to just pick battles for everything. Like they just battle everything. I'm like, bro, learn to choose your battles, bro. That was not that important. It is what it is.
¿Listo?
Gracias. Oh, look, you just helping me out. I need to look a banner over. Oh, you see? Like, they treat you good. Now the next sign is you choose comfort instead of growth. Understand, every easy task that you take right now creates a harder task in the future. The more you can take doing the hard things first, and so you do the hard things first, it becomes easy. There's this saying that says, easy times creates weak people creates hard times create strong people, right? The more you do these easy tasks, the more you do these easy events, the more you do everything that's comfortable, you're going to create a harder time for yourself. The more you delay going to the gym, the more you delay doing the work, you will have harder times. And by default, people start to they start to lose more respect for you, because they realize you always take the easy shortcut way out. You always take the most basic and easiest path possible. But the more you can figure out, how can I make my heart, and it's not about making your life harder, it's about doing the work that's necessary for you to have the life that you want. Understand that if you were to get the life that you want, you cannot get the life that you want by doing the same thing that you're currently doing. In order to have something different, you must do something different. You understand? In order to have something different, you must do something different. So if you are completely doing the same thing over and over and over, and you're choosing video games, you're choosing to go and watch porn, if you're choosing to do all types of debauchery instead of actually putting in the work, instead of actually doing everything that you need to do, you will continue to have the life that you have, because nothing will change. You will always choose the easier path. You always choose to be comfortable instead of actually going and achieving the goals that you want to live. So you have to choose discomfort. You have to choose that growth instead of the comfort. You have to, right? And then people can always see that through you. All these things I'm pointing out to you is things that not only will benefit for yourself, will benefit the people around you, will benefit your loved ones, you benefit your spouse, you benefit your friends, your family, your co-workers, everyone around you. Because when you start to work on yourself, when you start to realize that you need to respect yourself a little bit more, you need to start to bring yourself into a world that actually can contribute, that you can contribute into the world and bring abundance to everyone around you. like the respect goes up for both you and everyone else. All right, so next is that you lack discipline in small things. People can see when you don't have the ability to stick true and stick to your word, right? The more you don't have, you don't have to have discipline in the biggest things. The fact that you don't have discipline in the small things really tells others that they cannot trust you with something bigger. That you cannot trust yourself with something bigger. This is all, you see how this all intertwines. It's like the more you start to have the respect for yourself, it just bleeds into others, right? The goal is not to have respect from others, because who cares about their opinions, but to have respect for yourself, and it transfers into the others. You realize when you start to get more respect for yourself, you don't really care about if they have respect for you or not. But the first thing is that because we always want to look externally instead of looking internally, we would like, oh well, I would love the respect of my mom, I would love the respect of my friends, my coworkers, yada yada yada. But realize none of that shit really matters. None of that really matters. But by proxy and by default, they will gain respect for you when you gain respect for yourself. So having discipline for the small things is one of the crucial little things, because you have to start small before you get big. Right? You have to have the great foundation before you can build a skyscraper, before you can build the high rise, before you can build something that's so massive, so beautiful, that people want to be around you just by proxy. But you have to be able to have discipline in these small little things. It's a necessary, it's a must. It's a must, you must have it. So next one, we're getting down to the last two. And the next one is that you start small. You start strong, but you never finish. Now, people can really see when you say like you're gonna do, like, I'm gonna start the gym at what's the New Year's resolution? I forget that people do these things anymore. New Year's resolution, like you start strong, right? You say I'm gonna go to the gym. You go to the gym for like a couple weeks, and then boom, you didn't finish because you say, oh, I got tired, I got busy, life happened, yada yada yada. You came up with some excuse, but what you don't realize that this excuse that you think sounds beautiful to you sounds like complete BS to everyone else. Sounds like complete BS if you really think about it. Okay, yeah, you started strong, life started to happen. Guess what? Life happens to everyone, right? You start off strong, and let's say you want to do 75 part. You start off strong, and then mid through you stop again, because you're like, oh well, life happens. But life happens to everyone, and the fact that you can understand that life happens to everyone, and that you must decide that if you start something, you have to finish it. Now, this doesn't apply for everything, okay? There's some stuff, if you start something and it's not reaping the benefits or actually going to make sense for your future, then stop it and change course correctly. But most people can't stick to one thing for a long enough period of time for them to actually get the results, right? So if you're going to start strong, you might as well finish it, because the more you do that, the more people start to lose trust in you, start to lose respect in yourself. It's just a domino effect. It's a big fat circle. You lose respect in yourself, they lose respect in you. This is the last one. You know what to do, but you don't do it. You know what to do, but you don't do it. You know what to do, but you don't do it. Understand, most people know exactly what they need to do, but they don't do it because they are too scared, too lazy, too naive, too arrogant, and too stupid. But you cannot be all of them. So you have to choose which one you are and fix it immediately. Odds are you're not stupid, so it must be the other ones, right? Now, you know what to do. You know exactly what to do. You have to go do and implement. You know exactly you have to have this tough conversation. You know exactly that you have to start in the gym. You have to go do everything that you need supposed to do. You know exactly what you need to do. I know you say, well, I don't know exactly what. You do know exactly. You know exactly where to start. And when you know where to start, so you really think about life. It's a big fog, and you don't really see the end of the road. But if you can take your steps one by one, eventually you make it through the fog. And right now you're stuck in a fog. You're stuck in a world where you feel like you don't know what to do. But I'm telling you, you know exactly where to do. You know exactly what to do. You know exactly that you need to take one step at a time, one foot in front of the other, and make it so that eventually you have walked that mile. Eventually you have walked that distance that's needed for you to get to the next place. The distance that's needed for you to gain that respect for yourself, to get the respect from others. So with all that being said, it means that you're aware. The fact that you even made it to the end of this video means that you are aware of what needs to be done, but you have not taken the steps to actually push yourself forward. So I'll leave you with this. It doesn't matter what is true. Only what you believe is true. Because with work, it will become true. You got this. Ciao.